Hey guys, Jay Hoyt here. Before this video gets started, I just want to say thank you guys for the tremendous amount of support you guys have been showing. So thank you guys so much for that. But we return to Call of Duty talking about OpTic Chicago. What's on, guys? Jay Hoyt back with you. Today, welcome back to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. We actually have a public match gameplay for you in the background. We got some Crossroads domination. We absolutely go off, but we've had a few NHL videos in a row now, and you know, it's time to get back to some Call of Duty. So it's very weird playing COD after a few days off, but we're back at it here on Crossroads. But if you guys aren't paying attention to the CDL, what are you doing? We had a absolutely massive matchup last week, and that's going to feature OpTic Chicago versus Atlanta FaZe. Now, this isn't going to be a full, you know, group recap or stage recap, I should say, or event preview or anything. I'm just talking about the one match, OpTic versus Atlanta. Now, in this matchup, right, Atlanta has been dominating. Every single time, OpTic just hasn't looked like themselves. Atlanta comes out, smokes them, easy, 3-0, they move on, right? They go, you know, usually pretty good in their group. But this time, OpTic shows up. They take the opening hard point. I think it was they lose the search, they win the control, they lose the second hard point, and then OpTic clutches up. Game 5, round 11, OpTic walk away with the victory. So what does that mean, right? For OpTic Chicago, they are now 4-0 in their group, right? They advance guaranteed to the winner bracket. They also guarantee themselves first seed of their group at the major, and that's huge, right? OpTic, you know, has been a good team all year long, but just hasn't gotten to that great form just yet, right? They've been so close. They can compete with most of the teams, but once it got to the top teams, the Atlanta, Dallas, Toronto, they just haven't been able to show up. So now you get a team who is like, what, like 14-11, or not 14-11, what is that? Let me pull it up here. It is 12-2 map count so far, and they're absolutely frying. So what does that map count mean, right? 12-2, they have an 86% map percentage, or a winning percentage on their maps, and they're on a 4-game win streak, right? They only have one match left versus the Los Angeles Thieves, who are currently 2-2. So that's both of their teams' final matchup of this stage. FaZe still has one more game against the New York Subliners, who they've been struggling. But what it means for OpTic, if they can go 5-0, if they can get a 3-0, that's a pretty dominant stage, right? If they bring that at the major, all they have to do is win one series, and they're in the grand finals, right? I'm pretty sure all they have to do is win one match and they're in the grand finals. I'm pretty sure. Like, they're guaranteed top 3 just by placing first, which is just still super whack to me. But either way, LAT still obviously a very good opponent, but they haven't been looking good so far this stage. They started out strong with their new roster. They've been 0-2 since then. So 2 wins, 2 losses. Hopefully it's a 3rd loss for them, as OpTic look to go a perfect 5-0. But what does this mean, right? We keep talking about what does this mean. Well, OpTic also have a kind of big battle ahead of them as we get closer towards COD champs and towards playoffs or champs or whatever you want to call it. It's really not champs if not all the teams are there. But what does it mean, right? They're within, I think it's like 10 points of their next place, which I think is like 4th. And then they're super close in points, you know, above them. So getting first or second place, first isn't achievable just because of how dominant FaZe have been all year long. But if they can get up to second place somehow, that would be huge for the champs major. And you know, obviously it'd be absolutely massive if this website would decide to work with me here. So as of this video, right, this is before all of the, what is it, Friday? What day is today? Friday. Before all the Friday matches, the OpTic Chicago squad has 310 points, right? One more win against the LA Thieves will put them tied with the Subliners at 320. And, you know, Subliners are facing off against Atlanta. You know, we've seen crazier things happen, but most likely not. So that would mean there's a tie. From the major, Toronto is at 345 points. Dallas is at 340. And then OpTic would be at 320. New York would be at 320. If OpTic perform really well and they make it to the grand finals, I'm pretty sure they would get a lot more points than everybody else. Like, I'm pretty sure they could move up. Like, all they need is 20 points. So if they win one match, that's 10 points, I believe. And then isn't there a major placement after that? So it could be possible, right? They're not getting first place, right? That's unobtainable. But getting second place could be absolutely massive, right? That, you know, Toronto and Dallas are still performing really well. Subliners have fallen off, so OpTic definitely has a perfect chance to at least jump into fourth place, which I think they will do. And I'm not sure what the matchups will be, you know, once it comes champs time, but should be a good matchup there. You know, I would love to see OpTic beat Toronto and Dallas out and get number 2 seed going towards champs, but obviously Dallas and Toronto have been a really good team. Actually, if you look down towards the points distribution here over on the COD esports, whatever the heck this page is, but aside, I get everything, again, not sponsored, but Toronto, the first 3 events, the first 3, yeah, I guess I'll call it events, right? Stage 1, they had 10 points. The major one, they had 20 points. Stage 2, they had 20 points. And then in the stage 2 major, that's when they started performing really well, right? They got 75 points there. I think that's when they won it. And then from there, stage 3, they were perfect. Major 3, they got 50 points. Stage 4, they had 40 points. That's 4 wins. 50 points at the major. And so far, they have 30 points going into you know, their last 2 matchups. I think they're facing off against some team right now, or maybe they already played. I'm not exactly sure, but they've been on a roll ever since the after stage 2 ended, or after the stage 2 groups ended, I should say. So either way, though, OpTic, if they can get up to that second place spot, going towards champs time, it creates a huge advantage, right? If you can start, you know, 1 round ahead and 1 match away from the grand finals of champs, that's insane, right? We'll make a whole separate video on the format and what it should be and all that fun stuff, you know, with champs and regular season and everything. But if OpTic can get there, they're going to be looking pretty good, right? Whatever they've did, you know, to start this stage or before this stage or whatever, you know, a lot of people were saying they should make roster changes. A lot of people should say they should do this or that. You know, I've said one of them, you know, what should OpTic Chicago do, right? It was a big, well thought out video. And look at them now, right? 4-0, was it 12-2? I think I said map count. Overall in the season, they're 24-15 with a 62% win percentage of their series, 86 and 62 map count, and then 58% map winning percentage with 310 CDL points. So they're very close, right? They're very, very close. And even if they perform super well, you know, this major and, you know, make it to where we think they can make it to, what's next for them, right? Now we got champs, right? After the stage 5 major is champs. So we have, I think it's like two or 3 weeks or something like that, which is a pretty long time if you ask me. But you have that time before champs to perfect your craft and to somehow stay hot and continue this momentum over, you know, to champs, which, you know, obviously our top 8 teams are going to be at. And I think it's official that it's our top 8 teams, but then it's just down to placements and down to, you know, what seeds are going to be where. But we have a clear-cut top 5 teams. That's for sure. We have a clear-cut top 5. We have clear-cut top 8 as well, and we have definitely a clear-cut bottom 4. So, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting ride for OpTic, that's for sure, but they got a lot to prove this upcoming major, right? After their first match, well, they have a first-round bye, right? Then after that, whoever they face. I think it's going to be either Toronto, Dallas, or Florida, I think. So they're going to have a hard matchup, right? And then they're going to have to face off against some pretty good teams there. So it's going to be interesting. Can't wait to watch it all unfold at the Stage 5 Major, which is happening, I believe, not this weekend, but maybe next weekend, something like that. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are too, though. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below in that comment section. But if you did enjoy, hit that like button down there as well. Subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to turn on those post notifications. And don't forget, you can always change your mind later. With all that being said, guys, we'll see you in the next one.